choose to remember every defining moment of my life, good ones and the bad. Thanks to my Sensen, my husband lives on, here and here.
New AAA IPs are sort of a rarity these days. These past 2 years, we've mostly seen sequels, remakes, and reboots. Because of this, a lot of us feel that the gaming industry as a whole has declined to stick with more familiar brands. Don't Nods Remember Me is a cyberpunk action-adventure brawler that hopes to remind players that there's still some room left for genuine ideas. Remember Me's plot poses very interesting questions. What are the potential of human memories and how far can we go to exploit them? Set in the future in Neo Paris, a company called Memorize has invented Sensen, a device capable of downloading and uploading human memories like computer data. Of course, this also poses new problems as memories can now be played around with or remixed, or be completely erased. This is where our main heroine, Nilin, falls into place. The game starts off with her memory being completely wiped out by Memorize. She ends up getting saved by a mysterious figure named Edge, who not only promises her freedom but a chance at redemption and getting her original memories back. Overall, the story is quite emotional as I constantly felt the need to help Nilin to discover the truth. The writing is pretty good too, although some character names such as Bad Request seems like a poor attempt to make characters seem cool. There's also a lot of conspiracy theories, plot twists, and an ending that will certainly leave you baffled. I'm not saying it's Metal Gear level of convoluted ending, but it's pretty mind-blowing. Just keep in mind that it's one of those games with pretty long cutscenes. One of the things Don't Nod managed to nail right was the setting. Say what you will about those low-res textures, but Remember Me is a damn sexy looking game, especially on the PC. Buildings, statues, holographic displays, and even some alleyways all convey a sense of dark cyberpunk atmosphere that truly stands out. Even the use of color is done properly when differentiating between enemies and climbing a platform. The only issue with the environment is the linear level design. While the game did give me the illusion that Neo Paris is mine to explore, I was occasionally hit with invisible walls and tight corridors that proved the contrary. That's not to say there isn't room to explore and find hidden items, it's just extremely limited. While it may be considered a cinematic action-adventure game, Remember Me is also a brawler. Combos play an intricate role as Nilin will constantly be dealing with hordes of enemies using hand-to-hand combat. What makes Remember Me different though is the combat lab. Rather than being about attacking and defending, the game asks the player to build their own combos. Some attacks deal strong damage while others heal. As Nilin progresses, she eventually levels up and obtains new combo bars and new moves. It definitely adds a bit of strategy and it feels incredibly rewarding when seeing it in action. Don't take it for granted though, Remember Me is quite a challenging game when it comes to its combat. Enemies will come in a variety of forms, including ones that actually hurt Nilin when hitting them. Timing, dodging, and knowing which combos to pick is necessary if you want to survive against your foes. Robots also make an appearance but can only be damaged using projectiles, which is also used to destroy enemy armor. The problem with that is that it shifts to an over-the-shoulder lock-on camera that only works if you're near the target. This can create some really frustrating moments as you will need to swap between two completely different camera angles that leaves Nilin open for danger. There are also some moments you fight enemy robots alone, but they're incredibly dull and repetitive. Eventually, Nilin will unlock Sensen abilities which can help even out battles. As you fight, you'll slowly build up a focus gauge which can be substituted for a special attack. These attacks range from stealth, stun, and hacking robots to your side. It's fun and can make those frustrating human-robot battles easier to deal with. However, the most annoying aspect of the combat are QTEs or QuickTime events. They're incredibly annoying and can sometimes even blend in the background. In short, it's a waste and the game could have done better without them. Platforming also plays a big role in Remember Me, but doesn't really stand out as it works too similar to the Uncharted series. Although one thing that does stick out are puzzles. Remember Me is full of them and some will tease your brain, but they're by no means difficult. Another highlighted gameplay feature in Remember Me is remixing memories. In the early parts of the game, Nilin discovers her hidden talent as a memory hunter who is capable of remixing or manipulating human memories. These tiny puzzle minigame challenges the player to figure out ways to hack or manipulate memory bugs. The result will end up changing the person entirely as they gain new memories, kinda like Inception. It's a great way to break up the momentum and certainly adds more depth to the narrative. Replay value is unfortunately very limited as the player will only need to go back to unlock hidden artwork or 3D models. Remember Me's soundtrack takes cinematic orchestral set pieces and make them sound futuristic. Adding a glitchy sound here or there and a sudden pause definitely adds a unique touch, although the first time I heard it I thought my game was jamming up. Some may also get a bit annoyed by the techno, but I didn't mind it at all. There's also a bit of synth, which is always a welcome addition. One touch I personally liked, however, was the combat rhythm feel. Timing combos plays a beat melody in the background which made them a lot easier to pull off and occasionally made me feel like I was playing a dancing game. While the visuals in Remember Me look distinct, the same can't be said for its gameplay. Sure, the combo lab is different and the memory mixes are cool, but the majority of it just seems to be lacking proper identity and plays it too safe. During my playtime, I couldn't help but feel that I've played this before. I've climbed that wall, I've fought this boss, and I've dealt with those crummy QTEs. It's kind of ironic it's called Remember Me, as I was reminded of playing a different game. Kinda like, hey, remember me? It's Uncharted. But that doesn't necessarily mean it's a bad game. Remember Me's dark future, gripping narrative, and intuitive combat, all blended with the central theme of memories, does enough to make it stand on its own 2 feet. If you're thinking about picking up a game this summer, you shouldn't forget about giving this one a shot.